before I get on him, I'll do a little bit of work. See how he kind of braces there? I want him to move his feet. I might soften a little on this left rein, and we'll move him out. I don't want him tight there. We'll take the hind, and then the front. See, and if I sneeze, he'd get scared. I'm not being unreasonable. I just kind of took a big breath out. And again, when I go for the front, he doesn't wait. He just walks off. And that can be a pattern a lot of times, but it can also be fear. He waited there with the hind. Now when I do the front, I release and see he walks off. So he's too forward. So we'll move the hind, and then the front. He released there because he about tripped, but at least he waited when no one's directing him. We'll move some of this stuff. I don't even know if you can call it a flag, but I got a little wisp here. Dogs ate it, it kind of rotted out. But we don't want too big a boot, but he can see it. We pick him out with our legs. He gets bothered in there a lot of times. Not too bad right now. I kind of tap this stirrup, he shouldn't panic. I want him to stay relaxed through there, or at least rhythmic. Good. Slow and smooth. See how he quivers there and has to almost jump out of the way? That could be my leg there, see? To rub him there with that stick. And when that stuff bothers your horse, it's time well spent working it with it. I go to the edge and then away. He can handle it up here. He can kind of handle it back here. He's even having trouble back here. Let's see if he can work at it, because it's not too bad. We'll come back up here where he can handle it. We'll come back by the rump. See, he's trotting, but I'm at walk speed. Alright. Put him back in this belly area. Want him to keep walking. It's nice that he can try to tolerate it, though. And if he stops, I don't want him to be stuck. That tightness, a lot of times, is the next step that'll get you in trouble. There's the hind. There's the front. Good. We'll tap him to go. Same rhythm as my leg. And he walked the same rhythm as the leg. Tap, 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 tap. See? I have a rhythm. It's a slow rhythm right now because I want him slow and rhythmic. I want him to lower his heart rate a little, not stir him up. I'm not trying to get him to panic. There he held it a little better, not great, but we'll take a little bit. Good. And he started to step in. We'd like him a little more united than what he is. What the heck was that? A dog tooth or something? Alright, we'll get back to work. It's like somebody threw a rock at it. Good. Now, this on the fence a lot too. But she gets on kind of from the mounting block. It's easier for her with her broken hip, so we could check them out here. Good. And then it's easier and a little quicker if I got to do it several times to get on and off that mounting block and climb the fence. Neighbors are out galloping horses, so might stir things up a little. Good. When I get on, I reach for my horse and see if he'll reach for me. That was really nice and light. When I go to walk him off, if he braces, I'm just going to soften. I'm going to soften. Like to get on and just run off to Mississippi, but when I see these holes and he braces or he gets tight, tense, it's my job to find the rhythm to help him to relax. I'm going to leg yield just a little. Good. We'll leg yield. Good. There, he got relaxed again. I don't have to run him around till he's exhausted. That's not what I want, because I want to see how he's going to be. But I'm going to move him up just a little bit. I want him to speed his feet up so we can work just a little faster pace in case when I work with this flag, he has to take off and run off. Get out of there. Hey! Hey! Get out of there. Baby bunnies. I don't want him to step over a step. Good. And if he got scared, I just drop this. I'm not trying to rock the boat too much here, but I want to get it in a position where I can rock it. And he can get used to me just kind of carrying it over my shoulder there. Good. And we want him free a little bit. Good. And before I start swinging it, I just want him to kind of see it out of that corner of his eye there. Go to swing it, I just move it a little bit and then back to neutral. If I had to, I'd maybe get it up here a little more over my shoulder. And there he braced. Good. And I want him just to get comfortable walking around with it. See, I braced a little bit. And I just kind of make little circles and then back up out of view. I wouldn't do too many and sit there and wave it until he got too scared to handle it. He's trying to hang in there. He says, oh, I don't know. And even though he gets tight, or her, if he got too worried, I'd rather him stop just a little than run off. That would be my preference. So when he gets braced, I'll just stop him. might even back him up a little so he says, hey, pay attention to my hands. Pay attention to my hands. There you go. Good. And we'll walk him off. So I don't know, I wouldn't want to whip a horse, but I might use it to drive him. But first, we got to get him confident with it. Good. So later as we change, changing eyes, that's kind of precarious. If I had to get rid of it, I'd have a hard time. So I don't want it. Des, Lena, Uno. Dog's on the hunt for something. Now we have this right side. And I'm going to soften and leg yield. Soften and a little leg yield. You want him a little more lateral. There's a trot. There's a trot. Good. Smallest change, slightest trot. Good. A little tighter on this side, see? A little. And I just build on it. I'm not in a hurry. If he can learn that there's no need to be afraid, and we offset the times that he was afraid or running off. You guys have all seen how the Amish treat their horses. Not all, but most. Running down the road scared and lathered. And as my friend said, it takes 10 positive influences to overcome one negative. A little trouble there, shaking the head. I kind of lost connection on my right rein, or on my left rein there, so I'm going to regrip. Good. And I need connection on both those reins so that I could kind of help him to stay round and step that shoulder out. There we stayed down a little more. But soften. Kind of get it down here and then come up. Good. We were able to stay down a little more and keep it out there. I don't want to hang it out again too far where he thinks he needs to move away from it right now. In time we will move him away from it. We'll move his hindquarters there. I'll bring it back here and move his hindquarters. And then I'll switch hands. But right now, before I do that, I just want him gentle about it. And again, it takes 10 positive influences to overcome one negative. So we'll see if we can keep it there a little bit. Good. And then back out of the picture. So we'll keep it there a little bit, floating it around. There, he got a little faster, not too bad, but you just got to be aware, the smallest change. And if it's not so good, you want to discourage it. If it is good, you want to encourage it. Change shoulders, change eyes, soften through the change of direction. Much better on the change of direction that time. Got a little straight and rigid and braced. Keep walking and soft and good. Like he's walking on eggshells. There, he got not on eggshells there. Good. That's what we want to feel, is him hit the ground normal, not like he's tippy-toeing about ready to run off and he's scared of the dark. Good. And again, gradually I get a little more careless, but I don't want to get so careless, if I could help it, that I was to scare him. Because then I'd undo all this work that I did build, and then some. It'd take me kind of 10 sessions to kind of get back probably to here. And like I said, when they're as good at getting one bad as I am at getting one good, you know, how many years did they ride in trouble? Lucky he's not. Feet aren't too bad, but his jaw's kind of braced. There we go. Good. Oh, and that was a little more natural move with my hand, and he kind of handled it. Good. Not bad with his feet, but I want him to soften with his head. There we go. I want him to turn loose there a little bit more. There we go. And if I had to go back and focus and just ride him two-handed to help spread that snaffle, because the more he braces, the more that snaffle bit wants to kind of pinch in his mouth. And I want to hold it flat so that it's kind of against the tongue there. Not pinching down his tongue and poking him on the roof of the mouth. And I'm going to quit there with the flag.